Creating a table using Microsoft Word. This lesson is designed for you to learn how to create a table using Microsoft Word. You are encouraged to watch this worked example as many times as needed to gain understanding of the procedure. Then minimize the instruction video and refer to it only when necessary. The technique that you are about to learn is highly transferable to other uses for tables. For this example, we're going to use a table to create a satisfaction questionnaire. Let's begin. Open a Word document. And we want to click on the Insert tab, and it gives us an option to create a table. So click on that. For this particular table, we need 9 columns and 7 rows. And I click on it, and now it's there. I need a title for this table, so I'm going to highlight, holding my left button down, and highlight the entire row. Do a right click, and I want to merge these cells. Okay, and now type in the title. Satisfaction questionnaire. I need instructions for those filling this out, so I'm going to take the next row, only 4 cells, highlight those, and I'm going to right click and merge cells, and I'll type in the instructions here. Okay, and now the statements. We're going to highlight 4 rows again and click Merge Cells. Next row, we're going to highlight 4 cells again, and we want to merge them. Next row, highlight 4 cells, right click, we want to merge the cells again. Now for this one, it is almost identical to this statement above it. So we're just going to highlight that statement, right click, we want to copy that statement, and I want to paste it into this cell. So now I just paste it in. I'm going to change a few words, so I'm going to remove the words I don't need. Now let's go to the next statement. Highlight 4 cells, do a right click, click Merge Cells, and do this again. And then finally, this is a 5-point Likert type scale that we're going to use. So type into the next box. And tab to the next. And the next. And then the final box. And now we have the scale. Now we need a bubble beside each statement in each of these remaining cells. So I'm going to type in the first open one and type a 0. Now, a quick way to fill in all the boxes: highlight the 0, move your cursor over the top, right click, and hit the copy button. I'm going to go to the last cell and hold my button down and scroll over each of these cells. Now that they're highlighted, I can right click on my mouse and click paste. And now I've filled in all the boxes. Now they're not centered where I need, so we're going to start working on cleaning this up a bit. Now the quick way to highlight the entire table is to move your cursor over to this square here with the hash marks and click on it. Now it's highlighted the entire table. What I want to do is center this, so I'm going to move the cursor up here. There are two tabs in Table Tools. It's on the Design tab. I want the Layout tab. So once I click there, I have some options. There are 9 locations for alignment, and I want to go to the center. It says Align Center. Center text horizontally and vertically within the cell. So click on that. See everything move to the center. That is almost where I want everything to be. Now, let's take a look at these 6 statements. Those need to be left margined. So I'm going to highlight all 6 of these boxes. I'm going to go back up to my alignment options, and I want the Align Center Left. Center text vertically and align it to the left side of the cell. Click. And now it's done that. For all practical purposes, we have completed this, except I still don't like the way it looks. I don't like the double spacing. I want single spacing in all of my questions. So like in any document, we can go over to the paragraph area, and I can move my cursor up to the line and paragraph spacing. When I click on that arrow, it gives me the spacing options. Now if I click single space here, nothing happens because I haven't highlighted my table. So again, we're going to scroll over to this X, and I'm going to highlight my table. Now I can go back to the spacing options. I can click the down arrow, and now I've single spaced everything. But it looks a little bit tight, so I want to expand that a bit to relax the viewer. Before I do that, I want to look here to make sure my font is where I want. It's 12, that's good, the font size, and the style is Times New Roman, exactly. Now the way to expand these cells is to go back to Table Tools, but I'm going to go to the Layout tab one more time. And I'll click there. This time I'm going to go over to the table to adjust the table row height. And each time I click, it's going to enlarge the tables, the rows. 1, a little more. There. That should do it. Now for all practical purposes we are done. However, if you want to customize your table, there is a wonderful way to do that. Here we're going to highlight the table again. Now we're going to click back to the Design tab. And you see where it's already defaulted to the table grid that you see. I don't want the table grid. I want a bit of color because for my audience. But I don't see anything on this row, so I'm going to take some options here. I have 17 rows of these, so I'm just going to scroll down till I get where I want. I see one. This is not it. I just wanted to show you the boldness that you can do with a table. As I scroll across, I want to get to this one. Now, see where the bubbles have defaulted to? They're up again on the top margin. I don't want that. So again, while it's still highlighted, I'm going to go over here to the Layout tab and click on that. And I want to go back to the alignment, Align Center. Click there. And once again, like we did when we highlighted the statements, we want to highlight all 6 statements once again. I'm going to go back up here because I want to align center left. There. And that's the way the chart should look. Now, in the event that I want to customize this further, I can do so, or if I need to add more questions, which is common, I can do that. The way to add more questions to this, I'm going to highlight the entire box, the entire table again, and this time while my cursor is in that highlight area, I'm going to right click. I want to copy this entire table, and then I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to click that first line beneath the table. I'll right click again and I want to paste this. And now I have 10 questions in my satisfaction questionnaire. However, there are 2 rows that I need to eliminate. So I'm going to highlight both of these rows, highlight all the cells, and now I can right click and I'm looking for delete rows. So I want to delete those 2 rows. And now I have 10 questions. I do need to adjust some of the questions. So what I do is I can highlight these questions and type in the new statements. And there you have it. Now there is a tool that I want you to get familiar with. Because we have highlighted this table numerous times throughout the construction of the table, there is a likelihood that an accident could be made and the entire table could be deleted on accident. If that happens, don't panic. Let me show you the one button towards the top left where it says undo. This is the undo delete rows. So I just scroll up there and I click on it and I get my entire questionnaire back, fully intact. Now if I want to undo some of the typing that I've had, I can undo that. I want to get back to my original 5 questions. Okay? And that's how it works. Now, one word of caution, I want you to remember to save your work, or you may not be able to retrieve it later in the event that you close it out without saving it. Alright, save it at a comfortable location so that you can safely retrieve it and modify it for your particular uses. Thanks for viewing. Good luck.